I am Jenna Bosonko, and this is QTV News coming to you live from our studios along Caraba Avenue. Thanks for joining us. Here are the main local news headlines. In a final communique at the end of the 60th Ordinary Summit of the Authority of Heads of State and Government, hosted in Abuja, Nigeria, the sub-regional bloc has confirmed the transformation of the economic mission to the Gambia into a police mission from January 2022. The Sheikh Zayed Regional Eye Care Center has become the first public hospital to have electronic medical records technology through a partnership with the Ministry of Health and other partners. Gambia Naval Fire Services, in partnership on Monday, commemorated 3 decades of partnership with other local partners. The Medical and Health Cooperative Credit Union held its annual general meeting on Saturday, during which members were briefed on the union's current financial state. Those were the main headlines, and now the news in detail. Do stay with us. Thank you so much for joining us. I am Jenna Bosonko, and you're watching QTV News. Now, in a final communique at the end of the 60th Ordinary Summit of the Authorities of Heads of State and Government, hosted in Abuja, Nigeria, the sub-regional bloc has confirmed the transformation of the economic mission to the Gambia into a police mission from January 2022. Speaking to QTV's Alif Cisse on his return to Banjul on Monday, President Barrow said there is nothing to complain about.
ECOWAS leaders, including President-elect Adama Barrow of the Gambia, were this weekend in Abuja, Nigeria, for the 60th Ordinary Summit of the ECOWAS Heads of State and Government, where they've been discussing the current state of affairs of the sub-region. Top on the agenda of this summit was peace, security, and democracy. The economic mission was deployed to the Gambia in 2017 after a post-election impasse which showed the former President Yahya Jammeh reject the 2016 election results. At the summit, the authority welcomes the contribution of the ECOWAS military intervention in the Gambia economic to the stabilization of the country. It confirms the transformation of the mission into a police mission from January 2022 for an unspecified period. On electoral processes in the region, the authority welcomes the successful conduct of presidential election in Cabo Verde and the Gambia. They extend congratulations to Presidents Jose Maria Novis of Cabo Verde and Adama Barrow of the Gambia and wish them every success. On return to Banjul on Monday afternoon, President Barrow said the country has nothing to complain about the decision on the change of economic status.
It was not even part of the discussion. A decision was taken at the administrative level. It is now that I'm informed about it. It was not part of the discussion, definitely. It was not part of the discussion.
But what does this mean for you as the president of this country?
Well, I mean, I have said it I think during the press conference. If you are working on your farm, you have somebody who come to volunteer and help you. I think there is no reason for you to complain. So we are not complaining.
The summit adopted the ECOWAS Vision 2050, which aims to achieve by 2050 a community of peoples fully integrated in a peaceful, prosperous region with strong institutions that respect fundamental freedom and work for inclusive and sustainable development. The authority instructs the new president of the Commission to expedite the preparation of operational documents, including the medium-term strategic framework with appropriate plans to accompany the implementation of the ECOWAS Vision 2050. The authority expressed strong concerns on the transition processes in Guinea and Mali, noting the absence of clear indicators leading to restorations of constitutional order in conformity with the authority decisions. Nonetheless, leaders welcomed the recent decision of the transition authorities of Guinea to allow former President Alpha Condé to return home. The summit also endorsed Dr. Omar Touré of the Gambia as the new president of the ECOWAS Commission from 2022 to 2026, replacing Jean-Claude Cassibro.
It is very big for the Gambia, and we welcome it. And it is the first time in the history of our country to assume that responsibility. This is a clear indication that our democracy is working and our diplomacy is working.
ECOWAS leaders remain concerned with the security situation in the Sahel, characterized by the reoccurrence of terrorist attacks in Burkina Faso, Mali, Niger, and Nigeria, and the expansion of the attacks to the coastal countries. They welcome the conduct by some member states of joint operations along the borders of frontline countries and directed the Commission to provide support for the planning and conduct of such operations within the framework of the implementation of the 2020-2024 Plan of Action to eradicate terrorism in the region. On economic performance, the summit welcomes recovery within the community to the expected growth of real GDP by 4.1% in 2021 against contraction of 0.8% in 2020. However, there is a concern with the rise of inflationary pressures. Member states are strongly urged to implement the ECOWAS integration programs. Reporting for QTV News, I am Aliou Cisse.
Welcome back. We deeply apologize for that brief interruption there. That earlier story by Aliou Cisse on the President's arrival from the 60th Ordinary Summit of the Authority of Heads of State and Government held in Abuja. Now, transitioning from paper to paperless records management system, the Sheikh Zayed Regional Eye Care Center has become the first public hospital to have electronic medical records technology through a partnership with the Ministry of Health and funding from one side. Mahmoud Lamin Choi has the rest of that.
Sheikh Zayed Regional Eye Care Center is launching an electronic medical records technology system, thus becoming the first public hospital to register such a milestone in the country's public health sector. At a click, the hospital is now able to record and manage data of patients without using paper. Here is Abba Haidara, the CEO of Sheikh Zayed Regional Eye Care Center.
In very few years, half of the population of the whole world would be myopic. In fact, it's not going to be very long. What that means is most of the people on the planet will need a pair of glasses to be able to see near and do their near work. So in helping us tackle the correction of sight problems due to lack of spectacles, one side is our best partner in this country, and for that we are deeply grateful.
The data management technology costs $45,000 and is established and installed with computers and fiber optic internet connection. The hospital records this development thanks to the funding provided by One Side, an independent non-profit organization committed to eradicating the global vision care crisis in our lifetime. Vincent Mendy, the regional program coordinator for Africa, lists the benefits of the electronic record system in the day-to-day running of the hospital.
The point-of-care system design will reduce patient waiting time, allow staffs to access medical history instantly, and provide exciting research opportunities. The $45,000 electronic system will enable government to store data for research. This will enable CESI to fulfill its research mandate.
The program manager of the National Eye Health Program, Saja Kanyi, recounts the history of the partnership between the Health Ministry on one side and the support it has given to the eye care sector in the country.
All these things are happening in CESI here because of the visionary and dynamic leadership we have here. If you have a very good team on the ground who have initiative and have a vision, a lot can happen. So this is something that is happening in CESI, but we want to see it roll out across the country. The next phase of the program of the point of care will be in Brikama District Hospital.
The Permanent Secretary of the Ministry of Health, Muhammad Lamin Jaite, describes the medical health record system in the hospital as a giant step in the right direction and a remarkable achievement that will facilitate efficient and effective record keeping in eye care service delivery.
It is an innovation being the first of its kind in the history of the Ministry of Health and will save many children, mothers and families who have to repeat their tests and various investigations because either their documents are lost or nowhere to be found.
Sheikh Zayed Regional Eye Care Center in Kanifing is the only specialist eye care hospital in the country. It annually records more than 35,000 patients seeking medical attention for various eye care services. Mahmoud Lamin, QTV News.
Gambia Naval Fire Services in partnership on Monday commemorated 3 decades of partnership with other local partners in a ceremony held at the Bakau Fire Station. The commemoration also witnessed the inauguration of a new fire engine donated by their Avon counterparts. Babukar C has the rest of that story.
This marks 30 years of partnership in provision of safety rescue equipment to our men and women firefighters. The relationship dates back to 1991. And since when the Avon Fire and Rescue Service has continued to raise funds, collect donated materials, and use fire engines for the Gambia Fire and Rescue Service. As part of marking the 30-year relationship, the Avon team, through the Ministry of Interior, handed over a brand new fire engine of 20,000 litres. In welcoming the gathering, the Chief Fire Officer, Sam Kolindau, said the relationship between the Gambia Fire and Rescue Service and Avon is the best thing that can happen to the Gambia.
For your information, the GFRS was established in 1947. This happened at a time when the service was operating 2 facilities with only 2 fire engines and with a staff base of less than 100.
Former Chief Fire Officer Roger Bakurin said the 30-year partnership has achieved a lot for the country.
There were only 67 people in the fire service there. We were a unit of the Gambia Police Force, very small. Today I read somewhere that we have 1,300 or 1,000. Yeah, you know, you can. So that's what I measure. I don't measure years. I measure achievements. And then we are present up to Basse, when we were only in Banjul. I remember we had a fire incident in Farafenye. The fire tenders were trying to respond to that fire in Farafenye. They got lumbered. It was actually the brigade from Kaula in Senegal that came to put out the fire at Farafenye. We arrived there when everything was finished.
The Gambia and Avon Fire Service in partnership team leader Paul Kirk thanked the founding fathers of the partnership, describing it as a mutually beneficial.
This collaboration means that it's a mutual benefit to both parties. So the firefighters from the UK that have come here over the last 3 decades have learnt so much from coming to this country, experiencing Africa, speaking to firefighters from a different part of the world. And what is so interesting is that firefighters' experiences, so we have spoken to many, many firefighters over this last 10 days, and their experiences are very similar to the experiences that we have at home.
Bakau Ward Councillor Lamin Diba called on the government to increase the support given to the fire service so they can execute their duties effectively.
In our community, we have seen the effort they have been doing. Anytime when the disaster happens, the only fire service are bound on them. When there's a flood happen, the fire service. But when they don't have the material, they have the capabilities, the knowledge is there, but if the materials are not there, they cannot deliver up to their expectations.
Other speakers included the representative from the Ministry of Petroleum and the Ministry of Interior. The Gambia and Avon Fire Service Partnership is a charitable trust which has been in existence since 1991 between Avon Fire and Rescue Service and the Gambia Fire and Rescue Service. Babu Karsi, QTV News.
From that story by Babu Karsi, we will now go for a short commercial break. And when we come back, we have some more local news stories for you. Just stay tuned.
Want it, order for it, and pay quickly using Quick Pay on the QMoney platform. With great technology comes ease and convenience. Get a glimpse of what a comfortable life is with QMoney by dialing *323# now. Call 133 for more information. QMoney, Sunyu Kalpe.
Looking for the fastest and easiest way to receive money transfers from abroad? Well, QMoney and RIA just made it happen. Now you can receive international money transfer from RIA directly into your QMoney account with no additional cost. Once you receive an SMS alert about your transfer, walk into any QMoney agent across the country to receive your payment for free, or use the money immediately to buy credit, QPower, and other QMoney services. It's fast, safe, and convenient. For more info, call customer care on 133. QMoney, Sunyu Kalpe. Terms and conditions apply.
Welcome back from that short commercial break. If you're just tuning in, you're watching QTV News, and I'm Jennifer Sonko. Now, the Medical and Health Cooperative Credit Union held its annual general meeting on Saturday, during which members were briefed on the union's current financial state, which is said to have made significant improvement over the past year. More in this report by Ansumane Sonyasi.
This is the 22nd annual general meeting since the establishment of what is one of the most prominent credit unions in the country, the Medical and Health Credit Union. As is customary, Saturday's convergence featured several statements, following which members took turns to scrutinize the annual financial report. Agnes Nyai Mendi, General Manager of MHSCCU, thanked the board and general membership for their unwavering support and highlighted numerous achievements registered by the current management, especially during the period under review.
Our work environment has been greatly enhanced since the completion of this beautiful complex, as well as the commissioning of new office in Bansang, Farafenye, and the refurbishment of the EFSTH office. Furthermore, since the construction of a water borehole and procurement of a standby generator, there has been consistent water and electricity supply at the MHSCCU.
The Director of Health Services at the Ministry of Health, Dr. Mustafa Bite, and Florence Mendy, who deputized for the Director General of NACUC, respectively, commended the MHSCCU leadership for upholding the principle of good governance.
We are aware that every member is treated with respect, courtesy, and dignity. The credit union continues delivering a range of affordable products and services to meet the diverse economic and social needs of its members and potential future members.
For the credit union to be resilient to the challenges that come with the operational costs and the risks associated with its revenue generation ventures, such as investments that we all know are fragile at this time, the credit union members must be willing to save more, be judicious in the repayments of their loan, and above all, choose the credit union as their primary financial service provider. We must put our credit union first.
Speaking earlier, Registrar of Cooperatives, Abba Sankare, advised members and the management of the MHSCCU to work together for the interest and growth of the union, and went on to emphasize the importance of credit unions, especially in providing good financial services to members.
I was able to go through your report 2 days ago. That is the financial report. After going through it, I know a lot has been achieved. But Let there be no room for complacency. Let members' welfare be our priority.
Other speakers included the chairman of the board of directors and the MHSCCU's treasurer, Ansmane Sonyasi for KTV News.
It is heard said that the majority of fishermen in Gambian waterside are of non-Gambian nationalities. We visited the Bakau fishing community to test the truth of this claim. Fatu Sanyang has the rest of that.
Fish is an important part of the Gambian diet, supplying about 40% of the total animal protein consumed in the Gambia. As such, it should provide job opportunities for Gambians. However, one frequently hears the claim that other nationalities are the ones involved in this business. Upon visiting the seaside at Bakau, we spotted very few Gambian fishermen. Alassane Job, a Senegalese national with more than 15 years fishing experience in the Gambia, was the first to tell us the claim is not entirely true.
The saying that only Senegalese go to sea is not a fact, because we have been here for long. And when we came here, we found some young Gambian and taught them fishing skills. Some of them didn't have boats back then, but now they have their own boats. Now, those involved in the business are a combination of both Senegalese and Gambians. If you look around, most boats here in Bakau, the majority of them are owned by Gambians, with only few Senegalese.
Sana Sonko, commonly known as Rambo, says that as a young Gambian, fishing was something he inherited, passed down through his ancestors.
If you really know Bakau, you will know that it's a place of culture. The town has been known for fishing for a long time. We found out our ancestors did fishing. That is what inspired us to come to sea and fish.
Asan Gay and Hussein Sen both explain the challenges they face as Gambians in the fishing business.
Bakau here is the biggest landing site in the Gambia. Please, I am urging the government to help us with boats or provide loans for Gambian fishermen, because if you give a group of people one boat, they won't be able to take care of it, simply because it doesn't belong to any of them.
Having visited only one fishing community, one cannot say we have put the rest to the claim that fishing in our waters is dominated by foreigners. However, at the major fishing community in Bakau, there are significant numbers of Gambians involved in the sector. For QTV News, I am Farisi Sanya.
It is good to know that there's a significant amount of Gambians into fishing. Now, following the recent celebration of the Igbo Day, senior officials of the Igbo Community Council of Chiefs in the Gambia Friday called on the Nigerian community in the Gambia to remain united and law-abiding. More in this report by Ansmane Sonyasi.
Making up around 18% of Nigeria's population, Igbo, also known as Igbo people, are mainly from southeastern Nigeria. The Igbo language originates from the Benue-Congo branch of the Niger-Congo language family, and large ethnic Igbo populations can be found in Cameroon, Gabon and Equatorial Guinea, as well as outside Africa. In the Gambia, the first Igbo settlers are believed to have arrived even before independence, but it was not until the early 80s that they came together to form the Igbo Community Group, gaining official recognition in late 1995. Following the October 17th Igbo Day celebration held in the Gambia, in honor of the Igbo tribe and culture, senior members of the current Igbo Community Council of Chiefs in the Gambia sat down for an exclusive interview with QTV. Chief Ndubuisi Igwe is a founding member of the Igbo community in the Gambia.
We have a culture, the Igbos have culture, and some of these issues coming up, if our culture is, adhered to, they wouldn't be coming up. And I felt it was the right time for us to think of having an Igbo association that could be taking care of some of those problems.
He also paid tribute to other founding members of the community, some of whom are deceased, and urged his compatriots to remain law-abiding always.
Make sure you live your life in such a way that you will bring good name to Nigeria, to the Igbos.
Apostle Nanu Chukwemeka Ogbonna, president of the Igbo community in the Gambia, says the event was organized to celebrate the Igbo tribe and culture, and to also promote unity within the Igbos and by extension, the Nigerian community in the Gambia.
All the Igbos, wherever you may be, when the time comes, such occasion, you must embrace it. For August celebration, we are saying, stands to remind the Igbos that they have a cultural showcasing ceremonies, and from then, other festivals and ceremonies come up to back up that event. Like as we celebrate October 17th in the Gambia, that's Igbo Day to remind the Igbos wherever they may be in the whole world and as well in the Gambia.
He also went on to urge community members to contribute toward the completion of their ongoing building project on the Igbo land in Sinchu Alaji. Meanwhile, he also thanked all those who supported them in making the event a success, especially Donatos Ezenwaka. Honorable Silo Nwangpa, PRO of the Gambia Igbo community, also calls on the Igbo people in the Gambia to be good ambassadors by remaining united and law-abiding.
You see an association that have reached up to 4 decades. They have gone a lot of issues. And the major aim of having Igbo community in Gambia is for welfareism. Just for the community, for us to be able to know our problem and solve our problem.
Preceded by an early morning mass at the Deeper Life Church at Tipa Garage, the Igbo Day celebration was attended by various dignitaries, including senior government officials, National Assembly members, the paramount chief, amongst others, and was characterized by various cultural performances. Ansumana Isonyasi for KTV News.
From that story by Ansumana Isonyasi on Igbo Day, I'm afraid that is all we have time for. Join us at 10 p.m. for another bulletin. Thanks for watching.